The Type 38 Arisaka rifle was the primary standard infantry weapon of the Imperial Japanese Army and one of the most widely used rifles by Japanese forces during World War II. Adopted in the early 20th century, the Type 38 fired the 6.5 50mm Arisaka cartridge and was designed with reliability and durability as its highest priorities. The rifle featured a bolt-action mechanism, a long barrel for accuracy, and a strong internal construction that allowed it to function in harsh environments such as jungles, deserts, and island battlefields. Although its smaller caliber round lacked the stopping power of later rifles, it offered manageable recoil and good accuracy, making it suitable for disciplined infantry fire. The Type 38 remained in service throughout the war, despite the introduction of newer designs, reflecting Japan's emphasis on logistical continuity and proven reliability. Its long service life and rugged construction made it a defining symbol of Japanese infantry equipment during World War II. The Type 99 Arisaka rifle was introduced by the Imperial Japanese Army as a more powerful successor to the Type 38 during World War II, reflecting a shift toward heavier caliber infantry weapons. Chambered in the 7.77 58mm Arisaka cartridge, the Type 99 offered significantly greater stopping power and improved effectiveness against enemy troops and light cover. The rifle retained a bolt-action mechanism and internal magazine, emphasizing reliability and ruggedness under harsh battlefield conditions. Early production Type 99 rifles were well manufactured and included features such as anti-aircraft rear sights and a monopod, intended to support flexible battlefield use. However, as the war progressed and Japan's industrial situation deteriorated, later production Type 99 rifles became increasingly simplified, with rough machining, fixed sights, and reduced finishing quality. Despite these variations, the Type 99 remained Japan's primary infantry rifle in the latter half of the war, and stands as a clear example of how escalating combat demands and resource shortages shaped late-war small arms production. The Type 38 carbine was a shortened variant of the standard Type 38 Arisaka rifle, developed to meet the needs of Japanese units that required a more compact and maneuverable infantry weapon during World War II. Chambered in the same 6.5 50mm Arisaka cartridge, the carbine retained the reliability and mechanical simplicity of the full-length rifle while reducing overall length and weight. This made it particularly suitable for cavalry units, engineers, artillery crews, and rear area troops who operated in confined spaces or required greater mobility. Although the shorter barrel slightly reduced effective range and muzzle velocity, the weapon remained accurate enough for its intended roles. The Type 38 carbine reflects Japan's effort to adapt standard infantry weapons to diverse battlefield roles without introducing logistical complexity, relying instead on proven designs and shared ammunition across multiple unit types. The Type 44 cavalry rifle was a specialized variant of the Japanese Type 38 series, designed specifically to meet the needs of mounted troops and mobile units during the early decades leading into World War II. Chambered in the standard 6.555mm Arisaka cartridge, the Type 44 retained the reliable bolt-action mechanism of the Type 38, while introducing a distinctive permanently attached folding spike bayonet. This integrated bayonet eliminated the need for separate equipment, making the rifle particularly suited for cavalry operations, where speed, compactness, and readiness were critical. The shortened barrel and overall compact design allowed easier handling on horseback and in confined environments. Although cavalry units became less relevant as the war progressed, the Type 44 remained in service with second-line and specialized units, reflecting Japan's emphasis on adapting standard infantry weapons to specific tactical roles without creating new ammunition or logistical burdens. The Type 4 and Type 5 semi-automatic rifles represented Japan's late-war attempt to modernize its infantry weapons by adopting self-loading rifle technology during World War II. Inspired largely by the American M1 Garand, these rifles were chambered for the 7.78mm Arisaka cartridge and featured a gas-operated mechanism intended to increase rate of fire and reduce manual operation during combat. Development began as Japan recognized that bolt-action rifles placed its infantry at a disadvantage against Allied forces equipped with semi-automatic weapons. However, severe industrial shortages, material constraints, and constant Allied bombing limited production to small experimental batches. The rifles never reached full operational deployment and were issued only in extremely limited numbers for testing and evaluation. Despite their lack of battlefield impact, The Type 4 and Type 5 rifles demonstrate Japan's awareness of evolving infantry combat requirements and stand as symbols of unrealized modernization efforts constrained by late war conditions. The Type 97 sniper rifle was the Imperial Japanese Army's primary scoped marksman weapon during the early and middle years of World War II, developed to provide infantry units with accurate long-range fire capability. Based on the standard Type 38 Arisaka rifle and chambered in the 6x5 50mm cartridge, the Type 97 featured a low-magnification telescopic sight mounted offset to the side of the receiver. This mounting method allowed the rifle to be loaded using standard stripper clips, preserving logistical simplicity and rapid reloading. The weapon emphasized concealment, precision, and reliability rather than high magnification or rapid fire. Japanese snipers relied heavily on fieldcraft, camouflage, and patience, using the Type 97 to engage targets at medium to long ranges with consistent accuracy. Although later sniper rifles offered more power, the Type 97 reflects Japan's early war approach to sniping, favoring dependable mechanics, shared ammunition, and disciplined marksmanship over advanced optical systems. Based on the standard Type 99 Arisaka rifle and chambered in the 7.77 58mm cartridge, the Type 99 sniper offered improved penetration and terminal performance compared to the earlier Type 97. Like its predecessor, it featured a low to medium magnification, telescopic sight mounted offset to the side of the receiver, allowing continued use of stripper clips for efficient reloading. Although produced in limited numbers and affected by late war manufacturing constraints, the Type 99 sniper rifle represented Japan's effort to enhance long-range infantry firepower as combat conditions evolved, and engagements increasingly demanded greater stopping power. The Type I rifle was a unique and often overlooked Japanese service rifle of World War II, produced not in Japan but in Italy for the Imperial Japanese Navy. Manufactured by Italian arms companies during the late 1930s, the Type I was designed to supplement Japan's rifle supply without diverting domestic industrial capacity from other critical war production. Chambered for the standard 16.5 50mm Arisaka cartridge, the rifle combined Japanese ammunition compatibility with a Mauser-style bolt-action mechanism derived from Italian Carcano designs. Although externally similar to Japanese rifles, the Type I featured internal design differences, including a distinct bolt and magazine system. Issued primarily to naval landing forces and rear area units, the rifle performed reliably but never became widespread. The Type I rifle reflects Japan's pragmatic approach to wartime logistics, seeking foreign production solutions to meet expanding military demands while maintaining ammunition standardization. Japanese training rifles were produced specifically for instruction and drill purposes and were never intended for frontline combat use during World War II. These rifles were used by both the Imperial Japanese Army and Navy to train recruits in basic weapon handling, marksmanship fundamentals, and military discipline without the expense or danger of issuing full-power service weapons. Oni training rifles closely resembled standard service rifles, such as the Type 38 or Type 99 in external appearance, allowing recruits to become familiar with size, balance, and manual operation. However, internally they differed significantly, often featuring smoothbore or low-pressure barrels, simplified bolt mechanisms, and weaker steel construction that could not safely fire live service ammunition. Some examples were made largely of wood or cast components, emphasizing safety and cost efficiency. On-training rifles reflect Japan's systematic approach to mass instruction and resource conservation, ensuring that frontline rifles and ammunition were reserved for combat units while still maintaining large-scale infantry training programs. The late-war simplified Type 99 rifle, often referred to as a last-ditch rifle, was produced during the final stages of World War II when Japan faced extreme shortages of materials, skilled labor, and industrial capacity. As Allied bombing campaigns devastated factories and supply chains, Japanese manufacturers were forced to simplify rifle production to the bare minimum required for functionality. These rifles retained the basic bolt-action mechanism and 7.7 58mm Arisaka caliber of the standard Type 99, but eliminated nearly all non-essential features. Finishing quality was crude, with rough machining, unfinished wood stocks, fixed rear sights, and the absence of accessories such as monopods or anti-aircraft sights. Some examples showed visible tool marks and uneven assembly, reflecting the urgency and desperation of late war production. Issued primarily for homeland defense and emergency units, These rifles symbolize the collapse of Japan's industrial war effort and illustrate how strategic pressure can force dramatic compromises in weapon manufacturing.